My name is Dr. Michelle McMacken, and I'm an internal medicine doctor in New York City. I see patients. I take care of adult patients who come to me for general primary care, and I also teach nutrition and medicine to other doctors. I have been following a vegan diet for 10 years, and before that I was a vegetarian for many years. So in the beginning, I was actually, I became aware of what happens to bring food to our plate. And I became more aware of some of the processes that are used in factory farming. And I became very uncomfortable with that knowledge. And it made me realize that it just wasn't in line with my values, and it wasn't something that I wanted to support. So I made the decision to go vegan, and it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made. I personally haven't had a lot of difficulties in terms of being vegan myself or being vegan as a physician. I think some of the reasons for that is because, first of all, I was very clear with myself on why I made the decision. I really understood why I was doing it, and that has guided me throughout the whole past 10 years, and it's made it much easier for me to stick to this lifestyle. I also was fortunate to have a lot of support. I am fortunate to have a lot of support from my family because most of my family is also vegan, and of course that helps a lot. Not everybody has that, but I was lucky to have that. And in my work, actually, I have really been able to take my understanding of veganism and start to apply the science in terms of how it can help my patients. And if anything, that's been a huge advantage because my patients have gotten healthier, and other doctors that I work with have been inspired by seeing how patients can get healthier through a plant-based diet. I've seen benefits in my patients with using a plant-based diet pretty much across the board, but the most common things that I see get better are high cholesterol. When people adopt a plant-based diet, I see their cholesterol levels drop quite a bit, and it happens very quickly. Sometimes in 2 or 3 weeks, you can see the difference. And the other big category is people who have type 2 diabetes, or pre-diabetes, which is a beginning state of diabetes, a borderline state. There's something very special about a plant-based diet when it comes to pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes. It can be very, very effective at helping people treat and even sometimes reverse those conditions. And I've seen that in my practice quite a bit. My suggestion for someone who's thinking of changing to a vegan diet is, I think one of the most important things is to understand your reason for wanting to do it and to really anchor yourself in that reason. Because for most people, it is a big transition. It is a big change from the way they were eating before. And along the way, you're going to encounter situations, whether it's socially or with your family or just maybe when you're traveling, where you're going to have potentially a hard time navigating them. And so being really clear on why you made the decision to move towards a vegan diet or be completely vegan is very helpful in those kinds of situations. I think that there's a couple of different ways of transitioning to a fully vegan diet. One way is to go completely all out, go very quickly overnight. And that's actually probably harder for a lot of people because it does require some planning. You have to think through, what am I going to eat? I'm not used to eating this way. And so for most people, a more gradual approach works, and that's great. It's about exploring alternatives, getting used to new flavors. Maybe some of the food that you already like comes from plants, hopefully, so you can start building from there and working your way out. Or maybe changing just one meal at a time and saying, for the next month, I'm just going to have a vegan breakfast and then work towards lunch and then work towards dinner. There's a lot of different ways of doing it, and it's okay if you slip up. because nobody's perfect, and it's not about being perfect. It's just about being more conscious of your choices. So I'm Dr. Michelle McMacken, and I can be found at veg_MD at Twitter and Instagram.